Aaron from PhoneDog.com. You know, one of my favorite Android devices has always been the HTC Desire. It was announced in February, 1 month after the Nexus One, and when you think about it, it was kind of like a Nexus One, but with HTC's Sense user interface pre-installed. So very similar specs, a little bit different body, with an optical trackpad instead of the trackball. It was announced in the European markets, and unfortunately not in the United States. There was some talk about it coming this summer, but that was kind of dwarfed by the Evo, the Droid Action. These 4+ inch behemoths that have come out this summer kind of just, subsequently destroyed the talk of the Desire. But it did make it to the United States, and it made it in regional form on the nation's largest regional carrier, US Cellular. They're getting it on August 27th, and we've got the device in-house, so we're going to do an unboxing. To give you some specs, it is a CDMA device, so it's a little bit of a transition from the GSM one, but the specs are the same. 1 GHz Snapdragon processor, a Super TFT display instead of AMOLED. With Samsung's display shortages, they switched over to Sony's Super TFT. But anyway, 5-megapixel camera, Android 2.1, micro SD card, and that beautiful metal body that you remember from the Desire as we covered it at CTIA and some of the past events this year. So we're going to do an unboxing. US Cellular's Desire, Android 2.1, 1 GHz processor, cool device. We're going to do an unboxing starting right now. Okay, so here's the HTC Desire with US Cellular, and just to recap a little bit, 1 GHz processor, 3.7-inch Super TFT display, as you can see on the back, 512 megabytes of ROM, 576 megabytes of RAM, CDMA device, Bluetooth 2.1, Wi-Fi, 3.5mm audio jack, micro USB, very much like the Nexus One. So here's the box. HTC Desire looks just like the stock HTC Desire box, with the exception of the US Cellular logo on the bottom, and HTC being on the right instead of in the center. Over here, just some printed with soy ink, stuff like that. Again, the specs on the back, and then some highlights on the side. Then HTC Desire on top. So pretty nondescript box like the Nexus One. Device in the front. So there it is. New to the Android experience. Get the most out of your phone. Take that off. And there is our device. Optical trackpad. You'll see the buttons on the bottom. Home, menu, back, and search. Nothing on the left side, or the right side rather. On the left side, the volume rocker. Bottom, micro USB. Power and 3.5mm headphone jack on the top. And then the back, the US Cellular logo with Google and with HTC Sense. Very similar design to the Nexus One, with the exception of some curves, some color accents. And then the optical trackpad, a few changes there. Let's look at the box. Unleash the power of Android. Android Market, HTC Desire Quick Start Guide. We'll rock it. Safety and Regulatory Guide. And then our goodies. Packaged in, appear to be an environmentally friendly bag there. Feels good to the hand. The AC adapter module. Battery, we'll need that. Let's see what's in here. Our earbuds. HTC Innovation. Those are pretty decent earbuds, you can see. HTC Innovation, left and right. Goes back, and then looks like our USB cable. That's some stretchy paper, or stretchy plastic. Look at that. Urgh. My strength wins. And USB cable in there as well for charging purposes. So you get a few goodies in the box. Not a whole lot, with the exception of the earbuds. Let's put the battery in here. Get rid of that plastic. Okay, pulls off. Micro SD card slot on the back near the battery, and it has a 8 GB card pre-installed. Put in the battery and we'll power it up. Yeah, I have to agree. In this business, a lot of us, the editors, agree and disagree on different things, and it's one of these things where I have to agree with Noah. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a time and a place for the 4-inch, 4.3-inch devices, but this 3.7-inch area where the Desire, the Nexus One, the Incredible, those devices, it really is a sweet spot. It feels perfect in the hand. It's a big enough display, but it's not too big, and it's easy to fit in the pocket. So I think this is my favorite out of 3.2, 3.7, 4, 4.3. I'd pick the 3.7. So it's powered up. You can see HTC Sense user interface. I already have a voicemail. It's exciting. I already have 3 voicemails. I am important. And then Norwich, which is not where I'm at. Looks like it hasn't updated yet. But here's the main screen. US Cellular logo, wallpaper rather, in the background. You'll notice their stock configuration of how they have the widgets and the icons out of the box. Favorites, bookmarks, HTC widgets you know and love. And again, it's running Android 2.1. So let's go in here. And look, you'll see my contacts backup. That's US Cellular specific. Tone Room Deluxe, your navigator, City ID as well, so you know, all of which come pre-installed as a result of it being a US Cellular device. So noticing the data connection isn't working, so let's go into the settings. And you know, as I've said before in past US Cellular videos, none of us are in US Cellular market, so when I actually test the device for reviews, I take it to US Cellular market. It's about 2.5 hours away, but I'm not in one right now, so let's set this up to where it'll roam for data. Mobile network, there we go. Data roaming. There we go. So it's roaming. And it's ready to go. Interestingly enough, it's roaming, you know, US Cellular, at least in the past, as I remember, they've always roamed on 1X. So if you were in an EVDO market, which obviously Charlotte is for Verizon, for Sprint, for all, you know, it's 3G or 4G for all the carriers, it was restricted to 1X whenever you went into data roaming with US Cellular, but the Desire's running EVDO, you know, roaming on EVDO rather, which is impressive. It's definitely a good sign. You can see the sign's a little bit different than the 3G, you know, you've seen on Verizon and on Sprint. Other than that, typical things, pull down bar. Let's have a closer look at Tone Room Deluxe. So it's redirecting me to a web page. You know, as you know from the Nexus One and the incredible, I mean, the camera doesn't do this display justice. It's an absolutely gorgeous display. Beautiful, beautiful. And even though it's a Super TFT, and I was interested to see, is the Super TFT that different from the AMOLED? It's really not. I can't discern any difference having used the Incredible in the Nexus One versus this new, you know, Super TFT display. But you can see, you know, popular songs in the tone room. And then your navigator, which we looked at on the Acclaim, if you remember, is their version basically of Telenav, which I won't accept that. Which you can see there. So a little bit different design, but for the most part, you know, outside of the Sense user interface, it's very similar to the Droid Incredible. Much more coverage to come on PhoneDog.com with HTC Desire. We'll have first impressions up soon, written review, video review, all kinds of good stuff. So in the meantime, hey, it actually, I updated the weather. It's cloudy outside, Charlotte, 94 degrees high, it's 85 degrees. Yeah, it looks like it's about to rain, and it's definitely cloudy, so we'll see the windshield wipers on here before too long. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Follow me on Twitter, PhoneDog_Aaron. I'll be sure to answer any questions you have about the HTC Desire. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog. Like our page. Be sure to check out the exclusive content that we have there from time to time. And who knows, there may be some stuff on the HTC Desire that's not necessarily on the main site. So be sure to check it out, like us. We'd certainly appreciate it. Thanks for watching.